You are not a space marine. You will never be one. You are a man with a flashlight that shoots. You are Cadian. You were born underneath a hole in reality. Your planet does not survive the story. You already suspect that. It starts with a kid who owned a rifle before he owned shoes. Cadia does not have a childhood. It has early training. The sky is violet. It has always been violet. You will not see a normal sky until you are almost 40. Cadia sits on the only stable route out of the Eye of Terror. Everything that wants to burn the Imperium has to cross your front yard. So the entire planet is a fortress, all of it, everywhere. There are no forests on Cadia. There are firing lanes with trees in them. Every hill is a bunker. Every field has a pre-registered artillery grid. Your house has a shelter. Your school has a shelter. Your shop has a shelter. You learn the alarm tones before you learn to read. Cadian youth armies. School, but with weapon drill instead of art class. By 10, you can strip and rebuild a laser gun blindfolded in under a minute. Being slow is a punishment, not a comment. You do not play hide and seek. You play spot the cultist. Sometimes the game is real. That is the entire reason for the games. Your mother is a sergeant. Your father is a sergeant. Everyone is a sergeant. There are no other jobs worth naming. Your grandmother has a higher confirmed count than most platoons. She talks about it the way other people talk about gardening. Your first funeral is at age 6. You do not remember whose it was. You attend 9 more before you turn 12. Nobody cries at a Cadian funeral. It is considered poor drill. Instead, they say 4 words and go back to work. Cadia stands. You say it at funerals. You say it at breakfast. You have never once doubted it. Cadia has a second army that never leaves, the Interior Guard. They hunt cults inside the Cassars. There are always cults inside the Cassars. Living next to the Eye does things to people. Slowly, politely, constantly. Your neighbor disappears when you are 9. Nobody explains it. You do not ask. Asking is how you end up on a list. Every Cassar has a name and a number. Yours is Cassar Tirok. It is gray, enormous, and shaped entirely by people expecting to be attacked. Nobody on Cadia has ever built anything beautiful. There was no point. At 14, the Munitorum arrives with paperwork. You are not asked. Asking is not a Cadian institution. You get a number, a bunk, and a haircut. You are a white shield now, a trainee, marked so everyone knows. The stripe means not yet trusted. Do not follow this one anywhere. Training is 18 months of walking, digging, and being shouted at. You dig a trench, they fill it in. You dig it again. Nobody explains why. 2 years later, you understand exactly why. Then they teach you the laser gun properly. It fires a beam that punches straight through armor plate. The enemy calls it a flashlight. The enemy has never stood in front of 10,000 flashlights at once. You can recharge a power pack in a campfire. It ruins the pack. Sunlight works too, slower. Overcharge one and it becomes a grenade. The gun will outlive you. Everyone knows this, including the gun. You learn to march 20 miles with 60 pounds and no complaining. You learn to fire from prone, kneeling, standing, and while being screamed at. You learn urban clearance, room by room, corner by corner. You learn that the first man through a door is usually not the last man out. You learn gas drill. Cadia expects gas. 9 seconds to seal your rebreather. 10 seconds is a funeral. You learn to dig a fighting position in frozen ground in the dark. And you learn the drill they do not put on the posters. What to do when the man beside you starts hearing things. You report him. That is the drill. Everyone knows the drill. And then they give you the armor. Flak armor and a rimmed helmet with a rebreather. That is your entire protection. It stops shrapnel, sometimes. Mostly it holds your confidence together. The helmet has a rebreather. You will need it more often than you want. And a shovel. The shovel is not only for digging. Cadians sharpen one edge. Nobody orders this. Everybody does it. Rations are a gray brick that is legally classified as food. Nobody knows what is in it. Asking is strongly discouraged. You get a bayonet. Cadians fix bayonets more than any regiment alive. Not because it works well, because sometimes there is no other option left. You get a Vox unit for the squad. It works about half the time. You get grenades, frag and crack. Learn the difference or find out. And you get a small metal tag with your number stamped into it. No name, just the number, the regiment, and the Cassar you came from. You get a squad, 9 others who become your entire world. Corporal Jank steals everything, returns most of it, eventually. Trooper Vasha, best shot in the platoon, cannot read a map to save her life. Sergeant Holt, 22 years in, missing 2 fingers, still faster than you. And standing beside all of them, the commissar, his job is morale. He achieves morale with a pistol. If you run, he shoots you. If you stay, you might live. The maths is simple. This sounds insane. It is insane. It also works, which is much worse. Your commissar is called Sabbat. He is 19. He looks about 12. He has memorized the entire Imperial Infantryman Uplifting Primer. The Primer is a pocketbook explaining how to be a good soldier. It is wrong about nearly everything. Everyone carries one anyway. It says a laser gun is effective against tanks. It is not. It says the enemy is cowardly and weak. The enemy is neither. It says never look directly at a demon. That part is correct. Then the ships arrive. You are being deployed off-world. Cadians do not defend Cadia. Cadians get exported. Your world trains the best line infantry in the galaxy and ships them everywhere, which means the people defending Cadia are usually somewhere else. Remember that part. Your first warp transit takes 4 months. You are not told where you're going. Nobody's told anything. The ship smells like sweat, rust, and prayer. Somebody plays cards. Somebody prays. Somebody screams in his sleep. Then a horn, then a ramp, then a planet you cannot pronounce. Your regiment is the Cadian 203rd, 8,000 strong. You will never learn the names of 7,900 of them. Attached to you, tanks. Lehman Russ battle tanks. Slow, ugly, beloved. A Lehman Russ is a box with a gun that refuses to die on schedule. Behind them, artillery, basilisks. The reason anyone survives anything. Artillery does the killing, infantry does the standing there. Also attached, sanctioned psychers. Nobody sits near them voluntarily. And a priest who shouts scripture during firefights. It genuinely helps. Nobody believes it works. Everyone gets quieter when he stops. This is the Astra Militarum, the Imperial Guard, the hammer with no handle. It is a mining world. The workers rose up 2 years ago. They did not rise up on their own. Something helped them. Your first battle is a street. You are told to advance, so you advance. Nobody warns you how loud it is, or that the noise makes the training take over completely. You do not feel brave. You feel like a machine wound up in a classroom. 11 hours later, somebody says it is finished. 4 of your 10 are gone. You do not remember most of it. That is normal. That is the job. There is no other version of it. You write your first letter that night. 9 words is the standard. He died facing forward. He did not disgrace the Kassar. That is the whole letter. Adding more is considered self-indulgent. The letters take 4 years to arrive. Some arrive after the Kassar is gone. Now let us meet the things you will spend your life shooting at. Cultists, ordinary humans who read the wrong book and lost, individually weak. Unfortunately, there are about 11 million of them. They are your neighbors from every world that ran out of hope. Traitor Marines, the ones who turned 10,000 years ago and stayed angry. One of them can clear a platoon. You will meet several. Your laser gun does almost nothing against that armor. So Cadian doctrine says do not shoot the plate, shoot the joints. It almost never works. But almost is a very Cadian word. And then there are demons, emotions that grew strong enough to have teeth and opinions. Your training says aim for center mass. They do not have a center mass. So you shoot anyway. A Cadian without a plan still has a trigger. Faith helps. Not spiritually. It just stops your hands from shaking. You meet other regiments. Every world sends something different. Catechins. Enormous men from a jungle world who treat knives as a personality. They think you are rigid. You think they're going to die untidily. Valhallans. From an ice world. Unbothered by anything, including casualties. Krieg. Do not talk to Krieg. Krieg does not want you to. They dig faster than anyone alive, and they never ask what for. Cadians get the hard jobs because Cadians do the boring parts correctly. You do not charge. You do not scream. You advance, fire, and reload. That is the whole reputation. It sounds boring. It is boring. It works. You fight orcs on a world made of scrap. You fight Tyranids on a world that is being eaten alive. You fight other humans on a world that simply chose wrong. 10 years pass this way, world after world after world. You are promoted to corporal because the previous corporal is unavailable. Then to sergeant, same reason, always the same reason. Sergeant Holt hands you his map case and does not explain why. You are 28. You have been shot 4 times and patched 5. You have still never seen a blue sky. You lead 9 people who call you by rank and never by name. You learn what the job of a sergeant actually is. It is not tactics. It is deciding who digs and who gets to sleep, and writing letters that all contain the same 9 words. Your platoon commander is a lieutenant from a noble house on another world. He is 23, brave, and has never dug anything in his life. He asks your opinion in private and gives the order in public. Good officer. He dies in month 9. The next one is worse, the one after is better. You stop learning their names first and their habits second. You keep a notebook. Every Cadian sergeant keeps a notebook. It has the names, the dates, and where the letters were sent. Yours has 91 entries by the time you are 30. You never write down how any of them actually happened. That is not modesty, that is maintenance. Then the orders change, you're going home. Cadia is recalling every regiment it can physically reach. This has never happened before. Not once in 10,000 years. Something is coming out of the eye and it is not a raid. You land on Cadia for the first time in 12 years. The violet sky looks smaller than you remember. Everything does. Your mother is on the wall at another Kassar. There is no time to visit. You are assigned to a Kassar, a fortress city. Cadia has hundreds. Every Kassar is built to hold for 6 months with no support at all. They have never actually had to. Kassars are not just fortresses. People live in them, millions of people. Every civilian in a Kassar has a defense assignment and knows the number. Your baker knows which firing step he reports to. So does his daughter. Cadia does not have civilians exactly. It has soldiers with other jobs. Then the man himself walks into your briefing. Lord Castellan Ursarkar Creed. He runs the entire defense of Cadia and he smokes without stopping. Creed is famous for doing things that should not work. He once hit an entire armored company in plain sight. The enemy walked past them twice in both directions. His briefings are 4 sentences long. The plan is always the same. Hold, bleed them. Fall back only when I say, Cadia stands. Creed came from nothing. No noble house, no academy. Just a Kassar. He made Lord Castellan on results alone, which almost never happens. He knows what a shovel weighs. Officers who know that get followed. Beside him always, Color Sergeant Kell, silent, enormous, carries the banner. Kell has held that banner through 4 war zones and has never spoken on record. The plan Creed gives you is not clever. It is exactly hard enough to work. Cadia has held 12 Black Crusades with that approach. Nobody in that room considers the possibility that it stops working. Then the sky fills up. The 13th Black Crusade, the largest one ever launched. 12 came before it. All 12 were stopped at Cadia. The man leading it has been trying for 10,000 years. Abaddon the Despoiler, War Master of Chaos. He was there when the first War Master fell on Terra. He has spent every year since then being extremely angry about it. Everyone assumed the 13th would end like the other 12. That assumption survives about 9 weeks. The landings start, millions of them, everywhere at once. Your Kassar holds for 2 months, then 4, then 6. You stop sleeping properly, then you stop sleeping. Corporal Jenk goes on day 40. He was carrying your spare pack. Vasha goes on day 109. She was still the best shot. Commissar Sabat goes on day 200 standing on the parapet. He never shot anybody in the end. He never had to. You're down to 4, then 3. And the line still holds. Because it always has. Month 1, the outer trenches. Month 2, the second line. Month 3, you fight inside the Kassar itself. Room by room. You fight in the school you attended. You fight in the plaza where you attended your first funeral. There is no time to notice either of those things until much later. Supplies stop arriving in week 11. Then ammunition is rationed. 20 shots per trooper per day, then 12, then whatever you can find. You take packs off the enemy. They work fine. Nobody mentions it. Water runs out in month 5. Then it rains, which nobody trusts. The interior guard hold the tunnels beneath the Kassar the entire time. Some Kassars fall in weeks. Yours does not. Nobody knows why yours does not. You start to believe the 4 words again. That was a mistake. Then Abaddon does something nobody has planned for. There are ancient structures in Cadian orbit. Blackstone fortresses. Alien, older than the Imperium. Nobody knows how they actually work. Abaddon has been collecting them patiently for 10,000 years. He does not use them as a weapon against the defenders. The defenders destroy it. He turns the wreckage into the weapon. He redirects the debris straight into Cadia. There were black pylons on the surface holding the eye back for millennia. Nobody knew that, including him, including absolutely everyone. The fortress hits the surface. The pylons break. The barrier they were holding breaks with them. The planet begins to come apart. Not metaphorically, the crust splits open. You are on a wall when the ground stops being something you can trust. The order arrives in 3 words. Evacuate the planet. Cadians have no procedure for this. There was never a need for one. So Creed invents one in an afternoon. Reach the ships, cover the civilians, fight on the way. You spend 9 hours moving strangers toward the landing fields. Old women, children, a man carrying a chair for no clear reason. You give away your rations, then your water. Then your spare pack. Your squad is now 3 people and a stranger with a broken arm. The sky above you is not violet anymore. It is open. The thing that used to be outside is now inside. You reach the last transport with about 4 minutes to spare. You do not get on it. There are 70 civilians still on the road behind you, so you turn around. Because that is the shape they beat into you. You hold a bridge for 40 minutes with 3 people and a shovel. The primer claims 1 guardsman can hold a bridge. The primer is usually wrong. Today it is not wrong. The bridge is concrete, 40 meters, and leads to the landing field. You have 3 troopers, 1 heavy stubber, and 9 power packs. You do not hold it by being brave. You hold it by being organized. Firing lanes, rotation, reload discipline. Exactly like the trench you dug at 14. The last civilian crosses at minute 38. Trooper Wren does not cross at minute 40. You never learned his first name. It is in the notebook as an initial. Then somebody grabs your webbing and pulls you onto a ramp. The last shuttle takes you at the absolute end of it. You watch your planet through a viewport as it comes apart. Cadia broke. Creed stays behind with the Cadian 8th to cover the evacuation. There is no confirmed record. Cadians prefer it that way. Those 4 words were carved on every wall of a world that no longer exists. For a while, nobody says them. Saying them feels like lying. Then somebody says the second half. The planet broke before the guard did. There are about 1 million of you left, scattered across the galaxy. Most were deployed elsewhere. That is the only reason any of you exist. You are now the most valuable infantry in the Imperium. Not because you are the best. Because there will never be more of you. Cadian regiments are finite now. Every loss is permanent. Commanders fight over you like a limited resource, which you are. You're 39, you have no homeworld and no accent left. You train new troops from a dozen worlds who have never seen a violet sky. They ask what Cadia was like. You tell them about the drills. You never mention the kitchen table, or your grandmother and her medals. Some of them start calling themselves Cadian. You allow it. That is how a planet survives without existing. Cadian gene stock is now a strategic resource. They keep records. There are creche programs. There are worlds being seeded. They are trying to rebuild a planet out of the survivors of that planet. It will not be the same. Everyone involved knows it will not be the same. A world called Kasser Sonnen is founded. The name is deliberate. They build it gray, enormous, and shaped by people expecting attack. Because that is the only shape any of you know how to build. The violet sky is gone, the drills are not. You are still holding a line. It is just not on a map anymore. You were a kid with a rifle taller than he was. And the line is still standing, which is the best any of you ever get.